Cast got a lot to cover this time. 3 events: NXT, uh, NXT Takeover, Payback, and Raw. All three happened since the last time, so this one's going to be kind of a speed through. Uh, NXT Takeover is first because it was Thursday or last Thursday, and that was with. I didn't think that NXT could put on a show better than Arrival, but they did. NXT Takeover was awesome. That was probably one of the best shows I've seen in a really long time. There was only I think 2 matches that weren't really that great. I did enjoy Mojo Riley getting destroyed by Rusev because that's just yeah. Mojo Riley is just horrible. I hate Mojo Riley, but the 3 matches that really mattered were the best ones on the card. Natalya and Charlotte just proved what I've been saying for a really long time, that if you give these divas some time, they can have a fantastic match, and that was easily the best divas match in years. It was amazing. One of the matches of the year. And back and forth, it was just so great with Charlotte winning, and it was just a great match. Probably match of the night was Sami Zayn and Tyler Breeze. Everyone knew those two would put on a show, and I think that the right person won there. I actually predicted Sami Zayn to win it, and Tyler Breeze did, but I think he's the right choice here because Sami Zayn versus Adrian Neville, while it would be awesome, would just be like doing with Sammy what they do with Cena and just throwing him in the title picture every time. And I don't know if anyone wants to see Sami Zayn in the title picture over and over and over. With Tyler Breeze and Adrian Neville, they're gonna be the ones going at it now, which is gonna be awesome. I'm starting to think that they really need Adrian Neville to drop the title here because he is popular, but not everyone is behind him. And I think that he would be better in Raw or in the WWE than he would be in NXT. He seems to be above everyone else, just like Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is almost like he really shouldn't be in NXT. He should be on WWE television. But both guys are great. Even Tyler Breeze is amazing, and I'm thinking they need to give the title to Tyler Breeze. I don't think they will, but I really think it's warranted now. Triple H did make the announcement that there will be a special event every other month, which would be awesome. I'll be looking forward to all of those. And then you have the main event of Takeover was Tyson Kidd versus Adrian Neville, which once again tore the house down. Amazing match, and it just shows what once again what I've been saying for a really long time is that the WWE has just a golden nugget in Tyson Kidd. That was not a pun, and no pun intended on that one. Nugget, Hart family, whatever. They just have something in him. Yeah, he's not like super charismatic and he's not great on the mic, but he can go in the ring. Every time he's in the ring, it's amazing. I just wish they would give him something. The rumor going around is that they are going to take him off television and repackage him with a mask, just like they did with Owen Hart back in the day. Kind of like the Blue Blazer kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to that because Tyson will be back on television now, and I'll be able to see him again. Adrian Neville won. He's still the champion in another great match, and then there was a slight heel turn at the end for Tyson Kidd. Just awesome event. I really enjoyed it. And then came Payback, which I'm eating words here because I said, I'm not looking forward to it. It's not really that great. It doesn't look like that great of a pay-per-view because on paper it didn't. On paper it looked horrible, but it was a solid B plus event. They had some solid matches. The opening match was just awesome. I will start before I get to the pre-show. Let's just go for the pre-show and just do this in order. Pre-show, I almost didn't watch because people who watch this know that I'm really not a fan of the whole El Torito and Hornswoggle thing. And this match on the pre-show proved it. because it was horrible. The only good spots were the spots that involved 3MB and Los Matadores. Again, everyone talks about that WLC match and how great it was, and how it was just, and how the spots were amazing and everything. Yeah, all the spots involved 3MB and Los Matadores. It didn't involve the two little guys. Like you talk about how great this match was, and it wasn't. And then this match was horrible, and I was like, please let this be the end of it. But no, it's not. It continued on Raw, and it's just horrible. I'm really getting over it because it's just not good. Please just split up 3MB and let Drew McIntyre go on his own. But I'm going to get off that subject because it wasn't very good. The opening match for Payback was Sheamus and Cesaro, which was an amazing match. Solid 4-star match. Great match. Good back and forth. You know, you had both guys in trouble at one point. Lots of near counts. And then Sheamus ends up winning it, which is, I mean, I'm okay with that because I think that they could possibly continue this feud, and then they can give the U.S. title to Cesaro later. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Cesaro having a feud. I'm okay with him being on TV. So continue it. Let's go. It was just a great match. Cesaro put him in the Cesaro did everything, and Sheamus ended up winning. It's all right. Good match. Fantastic. He got a roll up after a giant swing. I loved it. 4 stars. Good opening match. Then we had and I said Sheamus would win that. He won it. I got that one right. I did not get all of them right on this pay-per-view. I got the 2 main events wrong, and I'm okay with that. But then we had an added match, Rhodes versus Ryback. It was decent. I mean, it wasn't as good as the Cesaro match, but it was decent. I wasn't angry at it and everything. I knew, and I called for Ryback to win it on Twitter before the match. So, I mean, because they're looking at splitting up the roads here, and they've gone into a new storyline with it, which I'll get to when I get to Raw. Rusev and Big E was next. I like the fact that they showed vulnerability in Rusev. That was good because that means they're not Rybacking him. Ryback, as you know, when he came in as Ryback, he destroyed people, and there was no vulnerability. He looked completely and utterly just impervious to everything. And then he got his first match with real competition and got beat down, and it just destroyed him. The same thing happened to Goldberg. He was undefeated for over 100 matches, and then he came up against the one competition and lost, and it just killed all momentum. Because if you have someone who's undefeated like that and they just get defeated all of a sudden, it's going to kill everything. You have to show vulnerability at all times. You have to show that they can lose, but they can fight back and win, and that's what Rusev did. Rusev looked good against Big E, which it wasn't a great match, but it was an okay match. It was good for what it was, which was to make Rusev look good. And they should continue doing this with Rusev. Don't have him destroying people. Have him step up in competition gradually, and he'll actually be big. It'll be great. Next, we had another impromptu match, which was Bo Dallas and Kofi Kingston, which never even happened because Kofi Kingston spoke out against Stephanie McMahon, and Stephanie McMahon sent Kane after him to destroy him. No big deal. The only problem with that is I was a little angry at the fact that Bo Dallas didn't get to fight on his first pay-per-view, which might be a good thing because he's only been in a couple events. So that's all right. Bo Dallas did do a great job in after Kofi was destroyed, hopping in the ring and giving a speech saying he'll be back on his feet in no time as long as he believes. And I've got to say that regardless of what anyone thinks, I know he's not super popular because he's kind of annoying, but I find Bo Dallas to be fantastic. Bo Dallas is awesome in my eyes because he is so delusional and so just psychotic that it just makes me happy. And he just he's awesome. He just thinks everyone likes him, and he's just always so positive. But he's a bad guy, and it's weird. But anyway, past that was RVD and my boy Bad News Barrett. I called for a Bad News Barrett win here. He got it. Another solid match, great match. 3 or 4 stars, 3.5 to 4 stars, I'd call it. I mean, and RVD looked to be back on track. During last week's Raw, he seemed to have lost a step. He was running slower. He wasn't really, getting at it. This time, it actually came to, and Bad News Barrett ended up winning with the Bull Hammer. They're going to keep building up Bad News Barrett. It looks like the feud may continue between him and RVD. I'm not a huge fan of that decision, but it'll work because they put on good matches. I think they need to move Bad News Barrett on to something else, which something did happen on Raw that I'll get to that may lead to something, which would be cool. The next, and this is where my first real rant's going to come in, was the Stephanie McMahon and Daniel Bryan segment. I have a lot of problems with this whole WWE title picture thing. I don't like that for 3 weeks they stretched along. It was 3 weeks ago, it was, well, we're going to find out next week what happens to the WWE title picture. The next week, well, we're going to find out at the pay-per-view what happens to the title picture. And then the pay-per-view happens, and once again, nothing. It's completely back to square one. Daniel Bryan has the title, and they don't know what to do with it. And here's what I came up with. The WWE doesn't know what to do, because they don't fully know if Daniel Bryan will be back in enough time. They don't know. So what do? You cause a diversion. The diversion was Brie quitting and slapping Stephanie McMahon. And now everyone's talking about Brie slapping Stephanie McMahon and how cool it was, and no one's really talking about the WWE title anymore, which is kind of negative, because you want people talking about the title. You want people to care about what happens to the title. You don't want a woman slapping another woman to overshadow a title, especially the WWE title. So the whole thing is just ridiculous. But we did get a resolution on Raw. And I'll go ahead and cover that right now because it really angered me. Because instead of getting a real resolution, we got a lose-lose situation. In my opinion, it's lose-lose. Either A, we get another terrible match between Daniel Bryan and Kane, because it looks like Kane is literally the only person Daniel Bryan can't have a good match with. Or the title is up for grabs in a Money in the Bank match, which if you watch the SmarkCast, you know I'm completely against, because that takes away the briefcase. That means there's no briefcase this year. And the briefcase is always an intriguing part. When is he going to turn in? People hold their breath whenever the champion is down because they expect that music to hit and they expect the people to come in. And it's just, you really want someone to cash it in, because usually it's someone that is mid-card who doesn't ever get a chance. And they finally get that chance, which is why I think this is such a bad idea, because I think the reason why they chose this is because they actually don't know if Daniel Bryan will be able to compete at Money in the Bank. That I think there's a chance that he really can, but this is a contingent just in case. Which means that the Money in the Bank ladder match, even if it is not for the title, will be filled up with higher card people. Del Rio's already in it. Del Rio should have never beat Ziggler. That no one wants to see Del Rio back in the title picture. They want Ziggler in the title picture, but WWE for some reason won't do that. It's like, no, he's too little. But even though Ziggler is one of the most entertaining people in the WWE, bad decision number one is putting Alberto Del Rio in that match, which means that this match is probably going to be filled with people who have already been there. who have already reached the top, and it's not really fair to the people who really want to fight to get there. I think Bray Wyatt should be in it, and I think Bray Wyatt should win it. Bray Wyatt will be champion by or at WrestleMania. It's going to happen. So why not just go ahead and give it to him now and let him feud with Daniel Bryan later, because they have epic feuds. But that's just my opinion on the WWE title picture. I mean, it's not the greatest it's ever been right now. In fact, it's quite horrible. It's not the fact that Daniel Bryan has it. The fact that Daniel Bryan has it is awesome. But they could do so much right now, and they're not touching on it. They're just kind of holding it up. You know, this is the same thing as The Rock. I just don't agree with going 2 pay-per-views without a WWE title defense. And I hated the fact that The Rock held the title and never defended it. And Daniel Bryan got hurt. That sucks. Have him give up the title, and then have him win it back when he gets better. It's that simple. But John Cena said something that's a little correct on Raw. Who says that they will actually give him another shot? I mean, it was almost a fluke that they gave him this shot. And, you know, who's to say they'll take it away? Just like Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler held the World Heavyweight Championship, got injured, and never won it back. He's never even been close to getting it back. And that's sad. But maybe they'll fix it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe something great will happen along the way, and something will happen. I'm hoping to be eating my words here, but I really hope something happens, because the title picture right now just sucks. It's not intriguing. It's not like you're not waiting with bated breath to see what happens. It's just, I mean, right now the top feuds in the company have nothing to do with a belt. The top feuds are Shield and Evolution, Bray Wyatt and John Cena. Neither of those have a belt involved, and that's crazy. But both of those feuds are awesome, and I'll get to, everyone knows what I'll get to when I get to Raw. Speaking of Bray Wyatt and Cena, that was the next match. I got this one wrong. I thought they would let Bray win it, but I did say if Cena wins it, then the feud will continue, because the end of this feud will be Bray standing on top. It will be Bray going over, because a loss, a Cena losing, means nothing. He's Cena. He'll always be the top guy. It was a great match. We had 8 minutes in before interferences and stuff started happening, and lots of weapons. It was a true last man standing match. Some people were saying it's the greatest last man standing match. I don't think so. It was definitely match of the night, but it wasn't the greatest last man standing match of all time. There were some great moments, the Usos and the Wyatts fighting. By the way, I predicted that to be a match. It never happened. I'm saying it'll probably happen at Money in the Bank, because they're already starting the feud. I really liked the match. I actually liked the ending, the way they did it, because it took Cena having to, no pun intended here, bury Bray Wyatt under a whole bunch of equipment for him to stay down. And that was not a burial of a match, because a burial of a match means that Cena came in there, destroyed Bray, made Bray look really weak, and beat him. That's a burial. That did not happen. Cena made Bray look amazing, because he took him to the limit. One of the best spots was Cena throwing the stairs out of the ring and hitting Bray Wyatt right in the head. That was a great spot. I enjoyed that. A lot of good Sister Abigail's, a lot of good moments. It was a good match. Cena came out on top, but that's okay, because I think this feud's going to continue. Bray's going to come back and do another promo on SmackDown, and it'll all continue. And I think that Money in the Bank or SummerSlam will be the very last Bray Wyatt and Cena match. It'll be over, and Bray Wyatt is going to come out on top, because he needs to. He needs it more than Cena does. Cena knows that. WWE knows that. So Bray Wyatt's going to come out on top. All right. Next was probably the worst match of the night. Maybe not worse than Torito and Hornswoggle, but it was pretty bad, which is sad, because I love one of the people that were in the match. Alicia Fox and Paige. I said Paige would win it. Paige won it. Paige is still the champion. It was mostly Alicia Fox on offense, and she's just not good in the ring. In fact, she's terrible. And Paige won it 6 minutes later with the Scorpion Crosslock, but I was like, okay, she lost. It's over. Fox should be done now. No, she got up and threw another temper tantrum. And I'm like, come on, dude. Just get her off of television. And she isn't off television. She was on Raw. Yeah, great. Yay. Luckily, she's not in the title picture anymore. But I just don't want Alicia Fox on Raw anymore throwing those dumb temper tantrums. It's stupid. Skip that one. Let's go to Evolution and Shield, which was... Okay, I'd have to say that Cesaro and Sheamus was better, and Bray Wyatt and Cena was better. So out of the 3 top matches, that was in third. Only because the action slowed to a crawl when Evolution took over and started beating up Roman Reigns. When they started like hitting him with the canes and stuff. I mean, it was a great spot and a great moment, but the match just slowed to a crawl, almost to the point where you thought the match was over. It's a good. It was and the beating of the Shield kind of made the Shield look weak, but it actually came out at the end because the Shield beat Evolution, completely. That none of the Shield was eliminated from that match. Rollins pinned Batista, Ambrose pinned Orton, and Reigns pinned Triple H, which I think we're leading to a Triple H versus Reigns match. I think this is where this is going. And probably an Ambrose versus Orton match. But Rollins, I don't know. Which it was a 31-minute match. It was a great match. It ended with Evolution being on top, which I got wrong because I said Shield would win. Or I said I said Evolution would win it when the Shield actually won it. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. I thought that was the end of the feud, but it looks like this feud's going to continue until SummerSlam. Money in the Bank will probably have another tag match of some kind, and SummerSlam will probably end the whole thing with Roman Reigns versus Triple H. But either way, that was Payback, solid B plus show. And then we got to Raw, which let me check the time here. Okay, Raw was good. It wasn't great. There was a lot of people calling Raw the worst Raw in history, which I'm sorry. I was in the crowd in Knoxville, and that was much, much worse than this Raw. The Raw in my hometown, the go-home Raw before Payback, was far worse than this Raw. This Raw at least had an amazing first hour. I actually enjoyed the first hour of this Raw. But, I mean, Dolph Ziggler losing did kind of kill the momentum of the night with Alberto Del Rio coming out on top. That did suck. There was a lot of sucky moments, a lot of filler and stuff like that, but, I mean, there's one thing that happened that had everyone talking at the end, and that was the Seth Rollins turn. Before that was horrible because they had that Rusev thing where Rusev was like the hero of Russia or something like that, and there was nothing to it. It was just him standing there. There was no interference. No one came down. It was like completely worthless, which was kind of weird. But anyway, but Rollins' turn shocked everyone because, I mean, I said like weeks ago that Rollins would be the first one to turn. He would be the first one to leave the Shield. However, I never thought in a million years it would be to join Evolution. That one got me. Everyone was saying no, Ambrose is gonna turn on him. He's gonna join Evolution. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense because Ambrose doesn't fit in with the mold. He's crazy. He's kind of off, and these guys are pretty solid people. Seth Rollins is a strong, solid dude. He fits in better. A lot of people are brokenhearted about it. A lot of people are pissed off that Seth Rollins, and that's what you want when you do a swerve like that. That is what you want. You want something that happens that is so shocking, people get pissed off. So kudos to WWE on that. And his turn was awesome. He beat the hell out of Roman Reigns and Ambrose with a chair, and then stood next to Triple H. I just thought it was a great moment. I mean, I wasn't sad that the Shield was splitting. I wasn't, there wasn't. I was happy that the WWE did something to shock me. I mean, Seth Rollins kind of did not pull it off well because he telegraphed the chair shot, which you saw it coming about 30 seconds before he actually did it. But it was okay. He still turned on him. And it's just a great moment, a moment that people will remember for a while. But my thing is, the question still remains: is the Shield going to get another member to equal out the numbers? Because it's 3-on-2 now. What are they going to do? Are they going to continue this feud with just 2 guys against 3, or what? I mean, I think the Shield needs another member to even it out. This could just be a moment where Money in the Bank, Ambrose turns on Reigns and joins Evolution. Then it's just Reigns versus Evolution. That could be it. And then Reigns challenges Triple H and says, "Hey, let's do this. Let's do this." And so I don't know. Could they get another member? Yeah, it'd be cool, but they don't really need it. They can continue the feud some other way. I would love to see him get a new member though, because the WWE's having a little like a love affair with the 3-on-3 6-man tag matches. So I don't know, it's pretty solid. I'm digging it. I mean, I'm liking the way they're going with that, and I like the way they're going with Cody and Goldust. With Cody trying to replace himself with other people and failing, and I think this is going to lead to him being like, "It was never my problem, it was your problem. You're the reason we always lost," and it's going to lead to a Cody and Goldust match. I just hope it does. This is me making a prediction more out of pure hope. But we'll see. I thought it was a good Raw. We had a lot of shocking moments with Goldust and Cody, and Batista quitting, which was weird because no one really cared. I cared because I actually like Batista. But I think that he's just been really poorly booked ever since he came back. And that's really not his fault. That's WWE's fault. But either way, I don't know. So we got three Evolution guys versus 2 Shield guys now. We'll see where this goes from here. Like I said, it's probably going to go on until SummerSlam. We got 2 more pay-per-views. We got Money in the Bank and then SummerSlam. I think Bray Wyatt and John Cena will probably end at Money in the Bank. If not, it'll be, once again, they can't really end it at SummerSlam because they really need to have Bray Wyatt move on to something new at SummerSlam. Hopefully the WWE title picture. I don't know what's going to happen with Daniel Bryan. If he is okay to wrestle, he'll wrestle Kane and probably beat him, and then he'll continue on. If not, then the title's up for grabs and Money in the Bank, and we don't get a briefcase, which is horse crap because we need a briefcase. So hopefully, I made a prediction a couple of weeks ago. Hopefully, if that happens, if they do have a Money in the Bank ladder match that is for the title, hopefully they add in another Money in the Bank ladder match for another briefcase, because they've had 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches for years. So why not have 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches this year? I mean, and even if he defends it against Kane and one of them is not for the title, then you still have 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches where there's 2 briefcases. There's still 2 briefcases, and that way Daniel Bryan has to watch his back for 2 people instead of just 1. I think that's a great idea. Like, he's like, yeah, he's out, he's knocked out, and then one guy comes down, and then the other guy comes down, and he's like, no, I'm cashing in, and they start fighting, and it saves Daniel Bryan once again. They can do something. They can do something like that, and then he has to watch his back for 2 guys, and that's great. So then the one of the briefcase guys can take out the other briefcase guy and then cash in. It all, I mean, there's endless possibilities with that. There's just so much they can do in the WWE right now, and it's like they're not even touching on it. There's a lot of potential there, and they're not touching it. I don't know. Maybe I should be a WWE writer. Yeah, we'll see. I'd probably get fired. Anyway, it has been 30 minutes, so that's it. This has been the SmarkCast. I am minus Darren. I will put my contact information in the description as always. You can catch me on Twitter at minus Darren, MINUSDARRIN, and my email address is smartcast@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.